Hey, so I made a video before this. Well, I was busy making it, and I went totally off track. And I just felt, you know what? And I thought, and I sort of tried to say to myself, you know what, darling, it's okay. Stop and take a pause and just. It's okay to restart the video and self-correct and try and approach this in the way that I had the intention to. So, and this is obviously in a rawly way with an open mind and honest heart, but also with a type of curiosity and wonder. And I found that, whilst I was making the video just before this, on this very same chapter, I went off trail very quickly, so I think that this time it really would require my focus, and so I'm going to try my best not to interrupt myself and just jump right into commentary. I'm going to wander through this chapter and until the end of it and see what comes up after it, that I feel on my heart that is what I should say. Okay, so I'm going to jump right into it. And yeah, there is a gift in being reminded, as well as being capable of reminding. There is also a gift in the capacity to appreciate the existence of reminders. Loss is not a gift in itself, but it is a reminder of the gift we had, and sometimes loss accentuates the importance of a gift in such a way that we become able to value it even more after it's gone. Have I ever told you about butterflies? They have an especially big significance for me. When I was little, my mom and I used to water the garden together. Our front garden had a large crop of sunflowers, which she gracefully planted, even though the guinea fowls destroyed them for seeds. During spring and summer, I remember joyfully running through the flowers. I would often look up to observe how dreamily the butterflies would be outlined by the soft blue sky. My mom loved sunflowers, any kind of flower in fact, but she had a larger connection to butterflies. On a particular day, she told me about her mother. She told me that her mother also had a love for flowers and gardening, but she said that after her mother died, butterflies would follow her everywhere. Each butterfly naturally became a reminder that her mom was still with her, that she would be all right, and that she was not alone. Even though I was very young, I felt so special that she had shared this with me. Whenever I would see a butterfly, I would show her, and together we would watch it flutter weightlessly with inglorious transcendence. Originating from the awe of butterflies, a significant bond was created between us, and I think that is why I'm reminded of her whenever I see a butterfly. Isn't it fascinating that something so simple is naturally passed on to the next generation? That's pretty awesome. I've lost many things, but the biggest loss was my mom. And during the process, I involuntarily lost myself. I miss the girl that I used to be. I miss my mom, and I miss us together even more. I still cannot seem to wrap my head around her death. She was the very last person to deserve not only an early death, but the brutal way in which she died. Every time I think of it, my eyes tear up, and there is nothing that makes any of it okay with me. There was no need for her to suffer like that. Quick interruption. I was about 18 when I was writing this. It's about 10 years later. So just because I didn't say that in the beginning of the video, just to put it in the right context. Because a lot of these things I've grown and developed and survived, praise the Lord, and some of these things I can add onto and say differently, and just wanted to make that distinction there. what hurts more is that the people don't know the half of it. I was in it with her, not behind her, not in front of her, not beside her like everyone else. I was in it with her, and no one will know what that was like. Not even I can explain what that was like. Okay. It is perplexing how some things in life make such an impact on you. The strength of the things that occur when we least expect it is astronomical, especially when it involves the death of an angel on earth. But luckily, there is a strength in the support that reminders of a positive contribute, especially after all that what you thought was gone. Like yin yang, there was always something good in the bad, and vice versa. In this case, the positive reminders are the good. She was my light, love, and blessing. She personified an essence and a zest so infectious that no one could ignore her presence. Her touch, her motherly love, and sparkling eyes contributed to her nurturing compassion. Her melodious voice, disheveled bed hair, and perfectly aged skin could never compare to the beauty of the positive energy that constantly surrounded her. She had such loveliness, a joy of life and youthfulness that never faded. I miss her easy smile and crackling laugh that made everything light and wistful. I miss her comedic stubbornness, never-ending fight, and exceptional willpower. She was my person. I appreciate the fact that I played a part of the enlightening life she lived. I can only hope the same type of experience for the rest of the world. The unfortunate thing, though, was that by being part of her life, I realized that mine had become fulfilled. That was why, when she died, I felt as if I did too. After she passed, I experienced a sharp pang of the unexpected loss of purpose. Yes, as said before, at least I'm still able to remember, and at least I am reminded. But I feel as if I broke so terribly that I can never stick back together, no matter how much I'm reminded. What is left of me wants to be with her, and I can't seem to let go of the belief that the end and virtual death of me will resort to our reunion, amongst other things. I'm still here though, so I guess that this disturbing scenario forms part of my distressing inner winter storms that may or may not ever disappear. Perhaps I should attempt to allow these conflictions to escape me, or attempt to find a way to deal with them, instead of continually straining to avoid them. I'm going to read that again. Perhaps I should attempt to allow these conflictions to escape me, or attempt to find a way to deal with them, instead of continually straining to avoid them. There is a way. I must commit to surviving. Loss is a part of me now, but I must remember that I have not lost the reminders. I am still standing, I'm okay, I'm not alone, and my mom is with me somehow. I must believe it. I must keep the connection. There is a chance, and there is still a chance that I could obtain what I yearn for without ending my life. To be able to improve, I should adopt the habit of reminding myself of the possibility that a select few remaining useful pieces of me could be mended right here on this planet, alive. To gain the most benefit out of all of this, I suppose I should contribute additional effort into maintaining the mentality of being open-minded to possibilities I may still achieve whilst alive. Simply put, I need to use the gift of reminder. That was short enough, and I'm glad that I didn't go too deep into everything. But during that time, I was going through what I can still sort of say, because I feel like it's the best word suited, what was unimaginable to me. And yet I can say now, the 10 years later, I've gone through that process, learned, developed. I mean, I can't even fit it all. Like, there was a blessing in disguise. And you know, yes, I've passed the grieving process of her. I mean, it took me, I think it was after about 7 years of grieving her, for me to eventually lift out of that and tap into the joy, and tap into something more that was life-giving, or they basically emerge out into the light after the darkness of the tunnel. um, and I just want to say that can happen for you as well. um, Not only can it happen, it is going to happen. And I have faith in that fact. And yeah, the previous video I spoke about pain and suffering, but I also highlighted that there is hope. And with this one as well, there is hope. Anytime you see a butterfly, anytime that you look up to the sky and you see something that you haven't seen before, and it's new, and you can come back down and have some gratitude for something in your life and pull it to the surface in the presence that you're in, and find some peace and joy in that, and to seek that, and just know that you are loved and know that you are worthy just by being alive. And again, if you want to reach out, I'm totally open to that. And until next time, cheers.